The latest national report card shows that children in every state are falling behind when it comes to learning basic math. But there are some ways that you can help your child get back on track. And joining us right now to tell us more is MacKenzie Price, who's the head of the GT School and host of Gifted Minds podcast. MacKenzie, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Frankie. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. Listen, this is a serious thing here. Why are our kids struggling so much when it comes to math?
Well, I'll tell you, we're having trouble in Milwaukee, but we're seeing this across the country. COVID really did a number on students when they were at home learning. So when we saw the results that came out from this past fall's math test, they're the lowest that they've been in many, many years. So it's a common problem. It was really hard for students to be learning at home. And then they get plopped back into school, and teachers who are already so overburdened have to not only catch these kids up, but get them moving through their current grade level. And that's just proven to be a really, really hard task.
You know, what grade are we and age there are we kind of seeing our kids start to struggle?
Well, the results that we see that we're testing for on a national level are in 8th grade and 4th grade, but it's happening across the board. We're seeing such low numbers of kids that are proficient in math. We're not talking advanced doing great in math. We're talking just proficient. It's, single digit numbers, which is really scary. So we're seeing this early on. And I always kind of like to use the analogy of a Jenga game. Do you play Jenga, Frankie?
Say that again?
You play Jenga, the Jenga game where you build the tower of blocks?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I think it's a great way of thinking about math, which is when you're in kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, you're doing addition and subtraction. You're building those blocks. And then it moves up to multiplication and division. And pretty soon you're working your way towards geometry and calculus. The problem is when kids have these gaps in their learning, let's say you're not perfect at your subtraction, it's going to make it really hard when you're moving on to more difficult concepts. So we're seeing kids start to struggle in like 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade is when that's coming up.
And you talk about struggling. What are those signs? Because parents are going to want to know what those signs are if their child is struggling so they can help.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you one very clear and easy one is that your kids don't enjoy doing math. So if you're having homework wars at home, if your kids are kind of complaining about doing stuff, that's a real challenge. And I've got 2 girls myself, and they kind of early on were like, I don't know if I like math. And one of the things that we got them excited about for math is using apps. So for parents who are concerned, like, oh, does my kid like this? A lot of it is ask them, how do they feel? People who don't do well at math tend to not like math very much. So that is a huge sign. So my kids, when they were young, they kind of came home from school early on being like, oh, I don't think I like math. I like reading. And that's what really started me on this road of learning about adaptive apps. What you're seeing up here, there are so many great options for parents that they can do at home with their kids. And these are very low cost or free. Some of are absolutely great. A lot of people have heard of Khan Academy. It's extremely popular, and that is totally free. But that's just the tip of the iceberg when we think about these adaptive learning apps. Yeah. They act like kind of one-on-one personalized tutors for your kids. So one of the apps that's on there is Dreambox. If you have younger children, it plays like a video game, and it's a lot of fun. My kids would come running home from school like, can I go do Dreambox? And I'm thinking, you know what? If you want to go do more math after school, I am all for it. So there's great opportunities out there for kids to improve on these math skills, and we really need it.
Because you want to make it fun. You don't want to make it stressful.
Exactly. And that's what's really cool about technology is when they've taken this video game idea, we know kids are always wanting to be on their video games. I have a little buddy who's a 5th grader, and his name is Nathan, and his mom is a friend of mine. And I asked him this past fall, I said, how was your summer? And he said, oh, it was so great. I got to work on these math apps. I was doing calculus. He's a 5th grader. And I'm thinking, really? You're doing calculus? He said, yeah, my mom was telling me, you should go outside and play. So I just took my iPad outside and I would continue doing my math apps. And I'm like, okay, something is going really the right way if kids are having this much fun learning math via these apps. And they're really awesome.
MacKenzie, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good information to know.
Thank you, Frankie. Good luck.